Greetings everyone. It's Moodog from Moodog's Frugal RCs and more. Today we are in the research kitchen having a look at a brand new vehicle that just came in today. This is the Trail Hunter by Danchee. Alright guys, for those of you that don't know anything about the Danchee brand of vehicles, this is a brand that's owned by Red Cat Racing. Now Red Cat's a pretty popular brand out there, specializing in mid-grade up to the higher end RC vehicles. This is Red Cat's kind of entry-level crawler vehicle, starting with this model right here, the Trail Hunter. Now this is a 1/12 scale vehicle, four-wheel drive, has some really cool features about it, nice articulation, a dual motor, so it's got dual brushed motors in it, a nice servo, really kind of cool, removable body, and we'll get to that in just a second. But let's take a look and see what comes inside the package when you purchase this. Now this is going to come in two different variants. The variant that we're going to be looking at today is the one that includes the 7.2 volt nickel metal hydride pack battery and a charger. It also comes in another variant that will require 6 AA batteries to run the car. It is upgradable, but we're looking at the one that's already got the upgrade kind of built into it. The manual that this comes with is pretty much standard for Red Cat Racing. Looks pretty good. No color or anything like that, but all the information that you're going to need in here is going to be easily accessible to get this thing from box to trail in no time flat. There are parts available for this thing on Red Cat Racing's website, but this is a pretty decent manual, good one to hang on to, especially if you're not familiar with this vehicle. This comes with as mentioned before, the 7.2 volt. This is a 800 milliamp per hour nickel metal hydride cell and a charger, and this is going to bear the Hexfly name, which is Red Cat Racing's brand of batteries and accessories. And pretty easy to operate this one, guys. It's pretty much just a plug and wait 200 minutes. One thing I don't like about this particular charger is the fact that there is no LED indicator on it when it's charged or when it is in charging mode. You just kind of have to watch your 200-minute time to make sure that you're unplugging it before that, because this will continue to charge this battery. So I don't really like that charger a whole lot, but it is what it is. This is also going to come with your remote. Now the remote is very familiar to me. This looks a lot like the remote that came with the TR10 Piranha vehicle that I featured on my channel a few months ago. Same kind of quality, same kind of hefty feel about it. This one's going to have a kind of a cool feature up on here. We have regular drive mode, and we also have hill braking mode. So this will actually set into place a brake system that's incorporated in the electronics on the vehicle that will actually cause this to be static if you're on an incline or decline, so you're not sliding or continuing to roll. So that's accessible right from the remote here. You have steering trim on here, power indicator. Our steering wheel is a very nice feeling, very good return spring on here. This is just a nice transmitter, but we do have a foam cover on that steering wheel. The trigger feel is very good too, very nice and smooth back and forth. They have all the Danchee branding on the bottom here. You have some information here on how to get this thing bound up, and this is going to require 4 AA batteries, which you have to supply on your own, and that's pretty much it in a nutshell. Not a whole lot of frill or flash on this one at all, but just a really solid feeling transmitter. The car itself, guys, is nicely made. We're dealing with some really soft tires on this one, really soft and grippy tires. No foam inserts in here. These are going to be rolling on plastic rims that are being attached by Phillips screws. So it is what it is. I'm figuring that this thing is $25. This kit is 25 bucks, guys. I'll post a link in the description, but we'll get into that in just a little bit yet. So this does have 2 motors. You have a front and a rear motor. Only 1 servo, so there is no sequential steering on this at all. You just have the 1 single servo in the front here. The shocks that are incorporated or being used on this particular vehicle are going to be just friction-based shocks, but pretty long travel, so we got a a good amount of travel on here and a crazy amount of articulation. Let me show the articulation on this thing once real quick, guys. Straighten out these front wheels and I'll show you. We have quite the amount of articulation. Now all 3 wheels are still pegged. And that does articulate quite nicely. And I'll show you the linkage underneath in just a second. But let's take a look at this body. Now it's held on by 4 body pins, 2 on each side here. So we'll go ahead and pull these out, set these off to the side. And I'll pull these all over here. Set these off. But we can see a nice paint job on this vehicle here, guys. It looks really cool. You have fake diamond plating on the bottom here where the rocker panels are. Nice red and black motif on this one. Let's pull this body off here, and I'll show you the body a little bit closer. There we go. So you can see, again, really nice high gloss red on here with a black top. We have the Trail Hunter logo on the side here, and on the front here we can see that it says, if you can read this, flip me over. And essentially what that is a little kind of a play on words here. So if it's capsized like this, it's just kind of a little funny thing, I guess, but kind of cool anyways. Good detail on here, I guess, guys. Looks pretty good. The quality of the Lexan is really nice. This is very thick Lexan, nice and rugged feeling. I think this is going to last a good long time. I don't know if I'm going to put any Gorilla Tape on the inside of this to kind of reinforce it. I don't think there's a real big need for it, being that this is just a crawler. But a nice job on that Lexan body right there. It looks really good. The vehicle itself, guys, is pretty much all enclosed, all encapsulated. You have your ESC and all that stuff is going to be inside this main compartment, as well as the battery compartment underneath. Both front and rear here are going to incorporate 2 separate motors. So you've got a 2-motor system going here. As mentioned before, these shock absorbers are going to be friction shocks. They're nothing oil filled or anything like that, but still pretty decent feeling. I think this is going to work really good for the intended purpose of crawling. Our bumpers on the front are just going to be these little plastic kind of plates, so nothing really too elaborate there, but we can flip it over and take a look at the linkage under here. So we do have, oops, sorry about that. We do have some body links on either side and 4 points here that will allow the vehicle to articulate. We allow the axles to actually articulate here. So nicely done on that. The battery compartment on the bottom here is going to have your on and off switch right here, guys, and then a little kind of a swivel toggle here that you would actually pivot this, and that will give you access to the battery compartment. I do already have the battery in there, and this one is being connected by a mini Tamiya plug. Everything seems to be pretty nicely made. You can see the motors right here, and there's one up here. I believe these are going to be like maybe 280 size can motors. I haven't had this apart to check just yet, but I will be doing that and kind of taking a look at some of the inner workings of this vehicle. But that's pretty much it for this one, guys. I think for the money you'll spend on something like this at $25, this is going to represent a pretty good value and a nice entry into crawlers. Red Cat Racing is synonymous with quality, and I think this one represents the same kind of feel in my mind, and I think you're not going to go wrong. Anybody out there looking for something else to add to your collection. All right, guys, so per instructions on the side here, we're going to go ahead and turn the power on our transmitter first. And we can see we have the LED light flashing. And underneath the car, the next thing we're going to do, it says within 3 seconds, but I don't think it's really going to make much of a deal if we go a little longer. Turn the power on, and we can see that the servo did activate, and it is ready to run at this point. Let's pull it away from my wall here so I'm not scraping it all up. But we'll go ahead and try out that servo real quick. And you can see pretty responsive servo on there, guys. I'm liking the looks of that so far. And we'll give it a little bit of juice here. And we'll give her full throttle. That's full throttle right there, guys. Not made to go fast, so you're not going to get any major speeds out of this thing. I think by even adding a lipo cell battery on here, you're going to be dealing with probably the same speeds. This thing's meant to crawl, go over obstacles, up hills, down hills, those types of things. It's a totally different type of RC vehicle than the other ones that I've been showing on my channel, which are generally going to be made for speed and those types of activities. But this one is just basically going to be for crawling on rocks and crawling up stuff at slower speed. So that was our forward. We'll go forward, brake, and then reverse. I think this is a nicely made vehicle for the $25 outlay. I don't think you can go wrong. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you don't like it, give it a thumbs down. We'll see you all in the next one, and God bless the Republic.